This is so weird. It is weird. And I'm gonna give you guys the truth. Like, when you go into a mindset where you're constantly growing and you're grinding, you have to take everything off a pedestal. So the Ferrari and the cars and the mansion and the money, right? People walking up to me, recognizing me all the time, all of that goes off a pedestal and becomes normal. When you gain the success, it becomes normal, right? The mindset you have to grow is, hey, all of this is not good enough. It's not a big deal. It's just normal. And that way you can go towards it with more confidence. But then there are moments where you sit there and you reflect. And that's what I've been doing today and yesterday. And these moments of reflection have been very weird. Like, the feeling is weird. And the reason it's been weird is because I really understand the progress I've made. And I reflect on moments like, I remember December 15th, 2015. I walk into the Mercedes showroom, and in this showroom, they had a brand new SL550. It was a Milla Miglia edition. So it's like a rare edition. I'm looking at it, and I had this girl that I was in love with. And I look at the car and I told her, I'm gonna have this one day. And I've had 3 SL since. I've had the newest, I had the first 2022 SL, the new body style. It's in my garage right now. I've had the first one in the country 3 months before everyone else got it. And I look at all of the things I set my mind out to do, every single goal I ever set, and I accomplished it. And sometimes I didn't even realize I'm gonna accomplish it or that I have, and then I reflect on it and I'm like, oh my God, these are goals I've set. So in this video, I wanna teach you about the balance between thinking really big and having gratitude at the same time. Because the gratitude is what gives you joy. Like, when I drive this car or this car, it's really fun. And if anything, it's a little bit intimidating when you come from a place of gratitude. Like, when I get in the Ferrari and I realize this Ferrari specifically, mine, has a lot of horsepower, like, let's just assume over 800, you know, wink, wink. For those of you who know cars, you understand what I'm talking about. And then you look at my Porsche, and it's same thing. It's just some of these things are intimidating, but I'd like to show you how to have a mindset where you could do these things and you can have more while juggling the joy and then also having happiness. So many people make all this money and then they forget how to be happy, because it doesn't matter how much they make and how much they buy. They have moments of happiness and then it disappears. And I've been around so many people with unlimited capital and they're just not happy, because the happiness fades. And it fades because they forgot how to put things back on the pedestal. When you borrow something, like you take a book off the bookshelf and you read it, yeah, it's in your hand now and you have the knowledge for it, right? So think about a mindset as an interchangeable like software. Oftentimes we download a mindset and then we just keep it. There are moments where you should be able to shift your mindset into a different type of mentality. So when you look at those really successful individuals, they take everything off the pedestal, and then no matter what they do, they never are able to put it back, because it's no longer special. It's lost its novelty. It's lost how unique it is, which is why they think when they buy the next new thing or the next expensive thing, it's going to give them that feeling. What I want to do with you today is I want to show you how to juggle between taking things off a pedestal and putting them back on. And it actually has become routine for me. So when I'm in work mode, I work 8 hours a day, and I think everyone should have a routine. My routine is I have to sleep 8 hours a day, because I think sleep is the most important thing in the world. Some people say really dumb stuff like, oh, you know, you should sleep for 4 hours. Look, my good friend, Dr. Vince Wong, is a leading sleep expert in the world, and he sleeps around 2.5 hours a night. He says it's not about the length of sleep, it's about the quality of sleep. But most people don't have good quality sleep. So I would recommend that regardless, you sleep anywhere from 7 to 8 hours a night. That's my routine. That's what I find works best for me. It allows my mind to be clear. I never get sick because of it. So I sleep 8 hours. Then I have 8 hours of work. This includes filming. This includes going to the gym. This includes thinking and strategizing about my business. And then I give myself 8 hours of fun. Oftentimes, almost every day, I go into that fun time and I continue to work. So I usually work around 12 to 13 hours a day, and I leave myself about 3 to 4 hours of fun. Well, in those 3 to 4 hours of fun, once I turn off my brain and I'm not working anymore, I take everything that I've done and I put it back on the pedestal. Because in those 3 to 4 hours, I want to feel as happy as I possibly can. And I go, and sometimes I'll just look at this and be like, there's no way this is mine. I was driving past a hotel yesterday where I had my first ever paid seminar. And the way I filled up that seminar is that I would walk up to random strangers in the street, in the mall, and I would tell them to come to my seminar. The same way you see these people with like chocolate bars trying to raise money and selling you, I would cold approach people and get them to buy a ticket to my seminar. It was a $97 ticket or a $297 ticket, or $197, sorry. And that's how I would fill my events. And to think about how much easier it is for me to do it now, I just make a post and a bunch of people buy tickets, or I get on the phone and we close a bunch of people. Well, it's cool to see how far I've come. Because at the beginning, as an entrepreneur, you're often blind. You don't know where you're going. You could only hope. And you don't have the most amazing strategy. You don't know if it's gonna work out. All you know is that you have a goal and you want that goal to come true. Now, what I'd like to share with you is if I were able to put myself back in the shoes of the version of me from those times, I would say, holy shit, I can't believe it. It is weird. I was out, I don't go out that often. I started going out recently because I just want to have more fun. And everywhere I'm going, people are like, oh my God, Marcel, what's up, Marcel? You changed my life. I love your stuff, Marcel. I'm like, people are recognizing me. It used to happen, but not at this frequency or this scale. And all of it now, just so you guys really understand what happens as you gain success, there's moments where it just hits you and you realize it. There are moments that you realize, holy shit, I am where I thought I was gonna be and I've surpassed that. And these are the opportunities where you could train your brain to put everything back on the pedestal. I always say, take money off a pedestal. Take the person you're attracted to. If it's women, take them off a pedestal, because you're not gonna be able to get them if they're on the pedestal. But you simultaneously, the flip side is can't enjoy it at the level you'd like to. If you've fallen in love, it's because you put someone on a pedestal. If you've truly gotten excited to buy something and fell in love with a car or an idea or a business, it's because you put it on a pedestal. Anything that's on a pedestal is hard to reach. So when you want to reach it, you got to take it off, put it here, and whenever you want to appreciate it, you got to put it back on and maybe even put it in like a trophy case. So how do you balance this? Well, I say I sleep 8 hours, I work 8 hours, and I have fun for 8 hours. In the 8 hours I have fun, I take a few moments, I close my eyes, and I recall what it was like for my past self to be dreaming about the things I have now. And then I imagine that my past self was able to just fast forward in time to this moment and live this life. And I'm able to live it with incredible amounts of gratitude. You're watching this right now, and you might be in a place where you have a lot of money and you're not feeling that happy anymore, or you're in a place where you're still dreaming big and you want to go to that next level. What I want to say to you, depending on who you are and where you're at, is this. If you're just starting, do not give up, because I promise you, you will get here. Take the goals off the pedestal, put your head down, focus, be consistent, work hard, and you will achieve what you want. If you've already achieved the majority of what you want to achieve, but you've lost that spark and that hunger, and you're not feeling that drive anymore, that happiness that you used to feel, what I want to tell you is to take everything you have and imagine you lost it all, and then put it back on a pedestal and appreciate it. If you feel like you're compromising money for time because you work so much, you need to become more efficient. You need to optimize your day. It's very common for entrepreneurs to make a lot of money and sacrifice all their time to do so, and therefore they sacrifice their quality of life. There were moments where I was even happier than some of my happiest moments being successful when I had no money at all. I remember a specific moment. I was at my parents' house and I invited all of my friends over. I had like 15 of my friends with me, and we had a bonfire and we were making s'mores, and it was one of the best nights of my life. And at that time I had $0 in my bank account. I didn't even have a bank account. I had maybe $1 in my wallet, and that's the money I had. And my mom gave me like $5 or $10 to get s'mores, and all my friends and I pitched in for wood, and we pitched in to get graham crackers and chocolates, and we had a good time. These are the moments that you will appreciate. It's the moments where you didn't have anything and the moments where you have everything that you're gonna appreciate. Because again, you're not gonna get those times back. It's a different chapter in your life. And every time you go to the next level, what was once pedestalized is now normalized. And it's this paradox that you're gonna cycle and fight between. So to learn how to put something back on the pedestal, to appreciate and to come from gratitude, they say, studies show, that gratitude is the number one emotion that transmits, number one, the most health and gives you the best cocktail. It's called an angel's cocktail in your brain. You get the best neurotransmitters. So for a moment, let me get you to feel what it's like to have an angel's cocktail. I'd like you to picture yourself in an environment where not only you're smiling ear to ear, but you have everything you've been looking for. And you're grateful. You're not just grateful, you wake up and you're like, holy shit. Now you might be struggling to do this, so let's rewind. You wake up, you're old, your bones are frail, it's hard to breathe, you're weak, you can't get up, you look around, your family's next to you, and you start fading. And all of a sudden you look to your right, and there's this grim reaper next to you, and they're telling you it's your time to go. And you look at them, and he gives you 30 seconds left with them. What would you do for a little bit more time enjoying the moment? What regrets do you have? These regrets you carry with you don't need to stay with you any longer. Come back to this moment. What would you give to have come back to this moment right here? What would you have given to come back to this moment and maybe tell someone you fought with that you love them? Maybe appreciate yourself a little bit more. Appreciate the seconds, the meals. Appreciate the fact that you're healthier than you will be then. There's one thing that's for sure. You're always playing a game with death. And you could stall death, you could push it back, you could maybe delay it. But ultimately, you will lose the game and your life will end. And those that have a fulfilling life are those that take the life they have right now and make the most out of every fucking moment. Enjoy what you have, because I promise you, it takes the loss of something to appreciate it. Don't just look at what you didn't have and what you have. If you've lost the spark and the joy, go back to the past and think about things you no longer have and appreciate what you have now. The health, the time, the wealth, whatever it is, enjoy every moment. That is how you pedestalize it again. And I go through this mental exercise every day where I imagine that my life is about to end, and I think to myself, how many more moments do I have with my dad? How many more moments do I have with my mom? How many more moments do I have with you? And I make the most out of it. Every day I watch the sunset because I know there's only going to be so many sunsets that I'm going to be able to watch. Every day I try to watch the sunrise. I talk to as many people as I care about every fucking day. Because again, life is short and it will eventually end. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and what I'd like to invite you to do is I'd like you to join me in Miami. I'm having an event called Mindset Mastery. It's on July 25th to 28th. I truly want to go all out at this event, and I'd love to see you there. So if you're interested in coming, there's going to be a form you fill out below. You can't buy a ticket directly at the moment, but there'll be a form you fill out below, and when you do, someone will reach out to you and help you change your life. If you're watching this on a different date, this is July 25th to 28th, 2024. If you're watching this further down the line, well, fill out that information anyways, and someone will reach out to you on the next event. So thanks for watching. Give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and once you're done doing that, go ahead and click that link, fill out your information, and I'd love to help change your life.